Please welcome to the show, Caitlin Clark. Caitlin, did you ever think you'd be back?
Cheers.
Excited to be back. Don't worry. I got this nice throwback theater.
Well played.
No one expected this. Caitlin Clark went live on Zoom, and what unfolded wasn't scripted, wasn't polished, and definitely wasn't safe. In an unfiltered, no-holds-barred interview with WNBA legends Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi, Caitlin didn't blink. From the moment she appeared on screen, you could feel it. This wasn't your usual feel-good segment. This was raw. This was real. She peeled back every layer, her jump to the WNBA locker room whispers, and those gritty, unforgettable college matchups. And she did it all with her signature wit and a fire in her eyes that said, "I'm just getting started."
Product placement.
There we go.
Our show loves it. Our show loves it.
But what did she actually reveal? And why is the entire basketball world in shock right now? Don't go anywhere, because Caitlin didn't hold back. Not about Paige Buchers, not about Diana Taurasi, and definitely not about the wild rumors Cheryl Swoops has been spreading. This wasn't just an interview, it was a reckoning. And it all spiraled from a moment burned into internet history. 1 year ago, Taurasi stared into a camera and warned Clark, reality is coming. Remember that.
What will the league have in store for them when they get there?
Look, SVP, reality is coming.
Okay.
There's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it.
Of course.
And you see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side, where, you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time.
To today. And Diana had to eat those words. Clark's response, a smirk, a subtle head tilt, a confident smile that spoke volumes. The moment wasn't loud, but it didn't need to be. The silence crackled. It was playful, it was sharp, but, most of all, it was powerful. This wasn't just banter ... It was the calm before a storm.
Congrats on your retirement, D.
Thank you.
And congrats
now,
to you.
Unfortunately,
Well,
reality is
thanks.
coming to me now.
What's your big plans?
in early.
What are you going to do?
I keep telling Sue I thought I was going to have all this time to do all these things. I'm more busy now. So if I give you any advice, play as long as possible.
We'll see. We'll get to 10 years. Then we'll think about it.
It's 10 years.
Diana Taurasi, squaring off with Caitlin Clark wasn't just another game. It was seismic, reflecting on their first matchup in Phoenix. She didn't downplay it. She described it like it was the final game ever played. The crowd, explosive, the energy, unreal. But this wasn't only about a basketball game, it was about witnessing history. A living legend facing the future in real time. Taurasi wasn't defensive, she was reflective. She watched Caitlin dominate the college world for years. Now she was feeling that fire in person.
What was it like for you two to play against each other?
It was amazing. I've been following Caitlin for so long and been watching her college career just in awe, and to be on the court and the first game was in Phoenix, and it felt like the last game that was ever going to be played. There was such anticipation. The crowd was going crazy. All the people that came out to see Caitlin and our teams play against each other. It really was an amazing moment. And you talked about how, if you could play against anyone that is this new generation. So I got to cross paths with Caitlin, at least for a couple games. And to me, that meant a lot, Like, we've been doing this for a long time, and to see Caitlin do what she does is, I think someone said the other day, I'm like, I want the season to start so I can watch you again.
Caitlin's version, just as composed but with that trademark edge. She remembered Phoenix vividly, and for her it was personal. "We were down 10, maybe 15, she said, and we came back and won." Her voice carried more than pride, it carried purpose. That comeback wasn't just a box score, it was a battle scar, a proof of resilience. Taking down a living legend like Taurasi. That's not just confidence building, it's career defining.
What it was like to play against D.
Well, I was saying, that game in Phoenix, because we only played in Phoenix one time. And it was before Olympic break. Obviously, we had All-Star there too, but it was a great game. Honestly, I'm pretty sure we were down 10 or 15 and came all the way back and won. That was our first win versus a team that was above 500. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Great.
Beneath the fierce competition, something else was clear: mutual respect. This was more than just a buzzer beater or a win-loss column. It was a moment of time split in two. Caitlin and Diana, one at the dawn, the other at twilight, showed the world what a true generational handoff looks like. As they laughed and relived that epic night, one thing stood tall. This wasn't just a memory. This was basketball's timeline folding into itself.
Caitlin, how excited are you for this next WNBA season? New head coach and Stephanie White. You added Natasha Howard, who Sue knows really well, DeWanna Bonner, which I know really well, Sophie Cunningham. I mean, it seems like, you know, from the outside, this roster's ready to compete now, which is easy for us to say. We know there's a process to get there, but like when you see that and you see those names come in, what does that make you feel like?
Caitlin Clark charges into the new WNBA season with more than momentum. She's bringing artillery. Her voice lit up talking about the Fever's revamped roster. New head coach Stephanie White, vets like Natasha Howard and DeWanna Bonner, snipers like Sophie Cunningham, defensive walls like Sydney Colson and Brianna Turner. Caitlin doesn't just know their names, she knows their weapons, but she's also aware of the clock ticking. 7 new players, little time, huge stakes, and Caitlin, she's already solving the puzzle.
Oh, well, I mean, obviously on paper we have a really good team, but you know, you only have, I mean, we start training camp I think on the 27th, and then like we have a back-to-back of preseason games on May 3rd and May 4th. So it's like, you have a very short amount of time to put that together, and 7 new pieces, and whether we carry 11 or 12, like more than half of our roster, like that's, you know, that's a hard thing within itself, but we should be pretty good. And like, I'm excited about it. I think what we needed was, you know, we added a lot more experience. Like in the playoffs, we just didn't have that. We were a young group. Even Kels, like obviously with being with the Fever through her entire career, she hasn't really had the opportunity to play in a ton of playoff games. So having that, whether it's Sydney Colson, whether it's DB, whether it's Natasha Howard, whoever it is, I think having that experience is going to be really good for us and that leadership in the locker room. So I'm excited.
Not just her mental game that's evolved. Physically, she's on another level. When asked about that viral photo, her arms jacked like never before, Caitlin cracked up. That laughter, it wasn't denial, it was pride. Something was coming, and she knew it.
There was the viral picture that went around showing off your guns. Everyone's wondering, have you been hitting the weight room? Was it the camera angle? What happened?
Like, how did you do that? I've been trying to do that for 20 years.
AI is getting out of control. Come on.
Then she dropped the truth. She's been grinding in the weight room, not for vanity but for violence on the court. She's not lifting to look stronger, she's lifting to be stronger. She talked about expanding her game, adding a deadly floater, finishing through contact, owning the mid-range. She's not just trying to survive her rookie year, she's trying to own it.
What are you doing in the offseason working on your game?
You're trying to get stronger, like a lot of time in the weight room, and it's like something like I kind of enjoy, so it's been pretty easy for me to like spend time in there and really work on that part of my game. And you know, I think the biggest thing on the court is just like that mid-range area. Like I got pretty uncomfortable in there when I would get in there, whether that's like I didn't really have any floater, I didn't like taking the mid-range jump shot, so just getting more comfortable like when I get my feet kind of into the paint, and honestly trying to just add a floater to my game, and you know, finishing through contact and little things like that. But I think just going back to the weapons that we've added this year, like there's going to be so many different things that we're able to do that I think it'll be able to make my life a little bit easier, and it should make everybody's life a little bit easier on our team.
That kind of rare, especially in a rookie. But Caitlin's not just playing like a vet, she's leading like one. I kind of enjoy it, she admitted, smiling through the pressure. She wasn't just talking about practices or travel schedules. She meant the leadership, the chaos, the weight of expectation. Because when you're Caitlin Clark, the lights don't just follow you, they blind you, and she's embracing it all. Oh, and remember when Cheryl Swoops claimed the Fever locker room was toxic?
People in the Fever were like, y'all.
That's not my point. There's a lot of other shit going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some new shit going on around there.
It's a lot. Yeah. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to be here.
This is where I want to be.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark just responded, not with a tweet, not with a PR statement, but with fearless, direct words, and a look that said, I've had enough.
The whole week was like, Indiana, they don't get along, you know, all this. And I'm like, great. And then I'm like, this is the most together team I've ever seen.
Is that one of the hardest things for you as a pro now? Just seeing all the narratives like that one, that your team didn't get along, and just having to literally ignore it, deal with it, even though you know it's not true?
She finally said it, what fans had been whispering all along. Caitlin Clark stood firm and calmly dismantled the narrative. What Cheryl Swoops said, plain and simple, it wasn't true. And now, it's on the record.
It's something you kind of just become used to. Is like people think they know what's going on inside of your locker room, and they just don't. At the end of the day, it's just, you know, the girls that you have in there, and then obviously your coaching staff, and that's all that matters. And honestly, like, the best thing about last year is like we honestly had so much fun together. Yeah, we lost our first 8 games or whatever, but like we wouldn't have won if we didn't have a tight-knit circle or a good locker room. And that's the reason we kind of turned everything around, is just we like needed some time. We were a young group, and you know, we figured it out. But yeah, it was really fun, honestly.
Caitlin knows what it's like to go to war with UConn, and those battles still live rent-free in her mind. We played them 3 times, she said, her voice steady but sharp. From the Phil Knight tournament to the Sweet 16 and then the Final 4. Every time, Gino Auriemma's squad came locked and loaded. They always had the best scouts on me, she admitted. You could tell how smart he is, but her tone held more than admiration.
When you play against a Coach Auriemma coached team, what kind of beast is that?
Well, I think they just are so disciplined. Like, that's just, they're going to do what they do. They're going to do it really well. And also, I think, like, for myself, facing his teams, like, they always had some of the best scouts against me. Like, you can tell how smart he is.
Yeah.
Like, he understands the game. He's coached against so many really good players. And, you know, there were games I would go into and, like, the scouts were just like, it was just like, come on. Like, why are you going under ball screens? Why are you in drop coverage? But, like, he just made it difficult.
It wasn't just praise, it was a confession of frustration wrapped in respect. They never gave her breathing room. Different looks, elite defenders pressing full court, gritty traps. He always had something in his back pocket, she said, almost shaking her head. And that's what made every matchup feel like a chessboard with lives on the line.
He would throw different defenders at me, and obviously having Nika Mule last year, like, she's probably one of the better defenders that I've faced. Like, she's just up in your grill, she'll pick you up 94 feet, like, but then he just always has an answer, has different people, and I think that's one of the best things about him. Like, he has one game plan, but then he has something in his back pocket that he can go to, and that's gonna bother you again.
But it wasn't just the system Caitlin respected, it was the stars within it. When the talk turned to Paige Buchers, everything about Caitlin's demeanor softened. Her poise, she said immediately, that's something you need coming into the W. She spoke of Paige's calm, her composure, the way nothing ever rattles her. It wasn't flattery, it was admiration.
When you watch Paige play and you see her in the next level, what are the things that obviously she's going to take to the WNBA and it's going to translate instantly? And what are the things that, you know, it takes you a couple games to get used to?
I think her poise, like, that's something you need coming into the W. It like all hits you so fast. Is like you're moving to a new city, you're trying to understand new teammates, you have a new coach, while you're trying to live up to all these expectations. And I think that's like one of the greatest things about her game is just her poise and her maturity, and nothing ever seems to faze her.
She can score at all 3 levels, Caitlin added, her eyes lighting up. She called Paige's mid-range game one of the best I've ever seen. And coming from someone who shattered records at every level, that meant something. But she wasn't done. Caitlin highlighted Paige's versatility too. She can run point, she can play off ball, and then she paused, smiling slyly. That's gonna be real interesting next to Aerie.
I think she'll honestly fit right in, so it's gonna be, and like
so Caitlin,
that arena's fun to play in too. Like, it's a small place,
Yeah.
It's loud. You know, honestly, they should move every game to American Airlines, because I think Paige has that type of draw. Like, she'll be able to bring those type of fans in. I know we're playing there one of our games. Hopefully the other one gets moved too. We would appreciate that, Dallas Wings, if you can move the other one. But
I love this.
And just when things seemed heartfelt and respectful, the conversation took a wild turn. The topic, technical fouls. With Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, and Caitlin Clark in the mix, you knew chaos was coming, and it absolutely delivered.
Speaking of how much D loves refs and technicals and ejections, here's the time Diana got ejected and sent me this photo from the locker room.
Oh my gosh, you got
tossed.
Got tossed.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, D, tell us.
Yeah,
what happened?
What started as a cue, unraveled into a comedy roast. Everyone owned up to their less than angelic moments. Diana, she laughed proudly while recalling how she got ejected after picking up techs in the first and third quarters. It was time to go home, she grinned. and no one was
I
surprised.
think I picked one up quick in the first quarter, which is you're always doomed when you pick up a quick one. And then I picked one up in the third quarter and it was time to go home. So I took my ass to the back and chilled out, and my team got the win, and we went from there. But
How
I
many
had to make.
technicals did you get last year?
Say that again, Caitlin.
How many technicals did you get last year?
So last year, I think I think the limit is 7, and you get suspended.
Yeah, you got 6.
I got 6.
Sue Bird tried to claim near perfection, which got her some epic side eyes and teasing from the others. But then the spotlight hit Caitlin. I got 6, she shrugged, cool as ever referring to the league's 7 tech limit. Then with perfect deadpan timing, she added, half of mine weren't even for talking to refs.
I got 2 for slapping the stanchion of the hoop, and then I got another one for accidentally hitting somebody in the eye. So half of mine weren't even like me getting to talk to the ref, which was dumb.
Yeah. I hate those side technicals. It's like, just look away. Why are you looking at me?
Act like you didn't see it.
Just go call the foul. No. What are me for?
But buried under the laughter was something deeper, a sense of awareness. Caitlin knows what she represents. The spotlight, the pressure, the leadership role she's carrying into a league filled with stars. That's why she ended with a subtle vow to head coach Stephanie White. Keep the fire, don't cross the line. But when asked to predict her tech total this season, she smiled. Only 2. Diana and Sue, they laughed and took the over.
I got 6 too.
I had 2 my whole career.
Hey, you
This year
got
I'm not.
too. I can see it. Yeah.
Oh wow, Sue, you're so perfect. That's good.
Okay, Caitlin, over under technicals.
The
next
refs
year.
love me.
I'm going 4.5. Over
Caitlin?
under.
Over.
Over 4.5.
Under.
I'm going over 2.
I already told.
No
I already
way.
Told,
No
I already
way.
told Steph too. Nice.
2.
And it's more games.
Oh, it's
Well,
more games.
the thing is, the league,
The odds are against you.
I was close to getting suspended for our last game, and like obviously every front office or your GM like tries to like get your technicals taken away, and they wouldn't take any of mine away.
As the segment wound down, the laughs kept coming. Diana jokingly warned Caitlin about the infamous all-star setup game, calling it a trap for rookies. Caitlin, sipping from her cup, just smiled. I had a great time, she said softly. In that moment, legends and rookie stars sharing stories, laughter, and chaos. You could feel it. This wasn't just a funny farewell. It was a passing of the torch.
Want to be like her or you want to be like me? This is your choice this year. This is your choice.
It's like the
I'll be in
angel
the
of the
middle.
devil.
I'll be in the middle. Don't worry.
In the middle. Thank you.
Perfect. All right, guys, I don't know if you saw, but this is turning into a little bit of a blowout. A little bit of
Oh my God.
We are going to take a look at some memories. Caitlin versus Dee in the All-Star game in Phoenix. As Diana likes to call it, the ultimate.
That's the setup game.
It's a setup game.
Caitlin, when you're on the next national team, don't play in that game. It's the ultimate setup.
It's a setup.
It's a setup.
You guys are all
None of
loose.
you guys
are all
you guys
loose.
to smile. I was having fun.
I had a
wanted you
great
to have
time.
fun.
I had a great time.
Yeah,
I
look at
my
Sue.
cup in my hand. I had a great time.
Who's having the best
Sue
time
was,
ever?
Sue said
Caitlin,
she was
thank you
rooting
so-
for the team WNBA.
I was on that side of the court.
Caitlin Clark didn't just enter the spotlight, she owned it. In a Zoom room with 2 all-time greats, she held her own no script, no hesitation. She was sharp, grounded, and radiated the kind of confidence that makes legends nod in respect. From quick-witted banter to vulnerable honesty, she gave us a glimpse of something rare to the future. If this interview is any indication of what's coming on the court and off, then buckle up. The era of Caitlin, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because the best is yet to come. Click the video on screen. We'll see you there.